my gosh. Welcome back to another episode of Shannon the Slayer, where we are slaying negativity and what? Getting you mentally prepared in all the things, ready for action for your auditions, for everything filmmaking, acting, you name it, just having a good life in general. And we are with the incredible Robert Massetti, and I am so excited he's here with us today. Say hello, Robert. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and yeah, a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Shannon.
You're welcome.
You're incredible. You're the
Thank
incredible
you.
Shannon.
Oh,
Um,
stop it.
yeah. So my name's Robert Massetti. I'm a film director, writer, producer. I have my own company called Fear Film Studios. That's been around since 1999. We're celebrating our, believe it or not, 25th anniversary,
It's awesome.
and been making movies since I was in high school. And yeah, just trying to trying to live the dream and make independent horror films. That's what I do. So
I love it. Okay. And so, with that said, what sparked your passion for filmmaking and just how do you keep that passion alive, like throughout, all the crap that you have to deal with as a filmmaker, as an independent filmmaker specifically?
yeah, that's a good question. What really inspired me to become a filmmaker was watching the movie Star Wars. Believe it or not, I
Really?
saw Star Wars in the theater. I must have paid to see it in the theater like 25, 26 times.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
remember.
How much was the ticket? I gotta know.
I can't remember. It was that's 1976, but It was
Okay,
it
that's
was a
fair.
lot back then, but it doesn't seem like a lot now. But anyway,
Right,
that
right.
was the thing. We didn't have, at that time, there wasn't, video and all this other crap. So the only way you could watch something was on TV. So you had to go back to the theater if you wanted to watch the movie again. So anyway, um, the movie was such a cultural impact on me. It was huge. It's a simple story, but when I saw the film, it made me it just like got me lost in the story and the special effects. And I wanted to do something like that. I wanted to affect people like this movie affected me. And I was like, this is what I want to do.
Mhm.
So from then on, I got the filmmaking bug and been doing it ever since. And when I was in high school, I was like, I want to make movies. And they're like, okay, but we don't have any classes for you because we don't know how to make movies. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, can I start my own filmmaking class? And they're like, okay, sure. And I got a teacher involved. So I made so he was like, okay, I don't know what to teach you, but if you just want to make a movie and then I can like grade you on it, I guess, and whatever. So I made this movie called Night Prowler. It was a horror film, of course.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and it was shot on Super 8 film. So I show it to my teacher and he loves it. He's great. So he takes my movie and he shows it to all his classes.
Oh, that's
And
so
in fact,
cool.
he wanted to keep it for himself. And I'm like, this is my only copy. I need my movie back. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll give it back to you. And like months later, I was like, dude, where's my movie? I just want my movie back because I want to be able to show it to other people. And so finally he gave it up. But yeah, and then what keeps me going on? It's I don't know. Making movies is a great big monumental task, and can be a pain,
Yeah.
and it's frustrating a lot. It's not very
Yeah.
glamorous as people think it is. It's not the glamorous thing that you see in Hollywood,
Right.
especially with independent films. And I don't know. I love it so much. We did a movie together and we shot for 11 hours, and yeah, it's a long day, but I
It
loved
is.
every minute of it, even though it was very hard and difficult to do.
Yeah.
So I can't say that about anything else that I do in my life besides making film and that type of art.
Right.
It's very freeing. It opens my mind. I like being creative, and it's such a joy to see your vision come together. I can't explain that enough.
Yeah.
Where you envision something and then you see it come to life, and you get other people involved, and it enhances it even more because of their creativity and their input into the project. And that's what I really love about that. It's the same thing with screenwriting too. when I'm writing a script, I have some sort of idea where I'm going, but when the characters, they write the script themselves. It's incredible. I mean, I'm writing it, but the characters write the script. And like the last movie I did, I had no idea how I was going to end the film, but the characters, the way they went, it just naturally went to this conclusion. So
Right.
it was so fascinating. I love that aspect of when you're writing and the characters, just write the story. It's
That's
incredible.
that's so
Amazing.
awesome, and you're speaking of the movie Wish,
Wish,
correct?
yes, Wish that we
Yes,
just
okay,
completed, yes,
yeah.
that you
So
started, yeah.
if you don't know, Robert just made a film called Wish, and I was actually a part of that, and it was awesome. We had such a blast, and like he said, it was 11 plus hour day? I don't
Yeah,
know, it was long,
yeah, it
but
was 11 hours, yeah,
it was awesome because not only like I've seen Robert from not the beginning, but we met in I don't want to date myself, but like 2011. I
yeah,
think it was, right?
it
Or
was at the
2014-ish.
it was the Freak Show Horror Film Festival,
Yep.
that I also run. I run the Freak Show Horror Film Festival here in Orlando. Yeah, you had a movie in there, I forget the name of the title of the movie, but you had won Best Actress, and then we started talking, and I was so impressed with your work on that movie. I was like, "I gotta work with her. Gotta work with her." And
And I'm glad you did. I'm
yeah,
glad you because Robert reached out to me. So I'm so glad you did, Robert. Like it was not only it was a great friendship and bond that was created
yeah,
for the passion of movie making and all things film related. Like that to me is everything. Like you can put
sure,
I can be friends with anybody, right? But when you have a connection in something that you love to do and then you support each other on a positive level and you have that bond and relationship with like you and I do, it's it's so like there's no words for it because
sure,
it's just it's an awesome feeling. So I'm just super grateful for you for reaching out to me and believing in me to support you and be a part of your stuff. Um and I've watched you grow throughout those years, even when I knew you. And this is going to lead me to my next question,
sure,
but I've seen so much determination and grit from you and growth even when you didn't have the money to necessarily make your productions. You found a way to make them happen, and I'm getting the chills, I'm getting the goosebumps because it's so awesome to see that. And speaking of like the setbacks with money and, insert your setback here, right? Like there's a list of them. How did you stay motivated during that? What kept you going? Because it's hard. It's
yeah.
hard to keep. I mean, other than being stubborn and your love of creating, like you mentioned before, how did you get keep going when you just felt like, okay, I can't.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll tell you a little story that kind of fits what you're talking about.
Uh huh.
Um, me and a friend of mine, when I was living in Chicago, we got to a certain point, and I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and things weren't going too well in my life. And same thing with my friend, and we were like, "Dude, we should just move to Florida." Didn't e-
What?
didn't even don't no planning, no, hey, what are we gonna do when we get how are we gonna get jobs? None of that. We're just like on a whim said, let's move to Florida.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So me and my friend, I had $1,000 in my pocket. We've I think I yeah, I flew down, he drove down because he had a car. And we set out to live in Florida. So basically we our plan was we a week at a hotel, and then during that week try to find an apartment, and then while we find an apartment, we find a job. But
Nice.
the point of the story is that we wanted to move to Florida so bad that we didn't care, we were going to make it happen. Now, it all worked out, but, when I look back at it and I go, "I was nuts. What the hell was I thinking?" I didn't have any backup plan. If anything went wrong, what the hell I didn't
Right.
know what I was gonna do, but, I
Right.
know my family would have helped me out, but the point is that when I started making movies, it was the same thing. It was just jump in the water because I was so passionate. I didn't care. I was like, if we can make the movie, great. If we can't, okay, we'll find some way to do it. It was the love and the determination and the joy of making movies that makes everything happen. And that's been like that my entire career. I've never had the money, never had the equipment. I like my first movie, I borrowed a friend's camera to make the movie. And then we started making movies from there. And it's always been the I've been this driving force because I'm gonna make the movie no matter what. And it was the
Yeah.
same thing with Wish. It was I'm gonna make this movie and I want to do it right.
I know.
And then I did an Indiegogo campaign and was lucky enough to raise $1,500, most of which went to the makeup
Awesome.
effects. But that was the whole point was is that if I'm going to do a monster, I need to make it realistic and kind of
Oh,
that's
heck
I don't
yeah.
want people to go, oh, that looks fake, that
Right.
type of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that has been my entire career. I don't plan on it. I just say, hey, I'm going to do it. And I think if you manifest, it'll manifest if you think it and pursue it.
Yes.
Whatever you want, you can manifest it. You can't let anything stop you whatsoever. It's that mindset. Whenever
Mhm.
you have doubt, whenever you have a doubt in your mind, it's going to set you back. It's not going to work. You can't think about it, just do it. That's been my plan. It's the same thing how I direct. I don't have a storyboard. I write the script. I know what's going on, but I let my instincts take over and
Mhm.
I don't think about the shots. I just do it. I can't even explain it to you. People go, "How do you make movies?" By instinct. And I can't explain. There is no technique to it. I just do it because it instinctively feels good and I go with my gut. I go with my feeling. Because if it doesn't work, I go with my gut. And my gut goes, "Oh, that doesn't seem right. Try something
Right.
else." So
Right.
that's how I work. That's how it's always been. So
Oh my god, I can't. You probably see my face right now. I'm just like screaming inside. Yes, yes, yes to all of that. Like, and that's another reason why I love working with you so much is your motivation and your thinking, right? Because that is one of the things. It's why I made this podcast is because actors, filmmakers, artistic people in general, I feel like they are usually caught in this negative cycle
mm,
and they don't mean to be. Like
yeah,
I was there, I did it before, but you have to work on yourself every day and you have to build your mentality to a level that is nobody can break you basically. I'm sorry like my freaking weird uh uh, camera keeps coming in and out every
yeah,
now
I've
and then.
noticed that.
So anyway,
Yeah,
back to what I was saying, squirrel, right?
yeah,
It is you have to have that positive seeing it, believing it. You have to believe it. You can say it all you want, but you have to truly believe that you will get there. You don't know how, but you're going to take the steps. You're going to do whatever the thing is to get you where you want to be. And even if it's not the end result, guess what? You're getting there a little bit more every time you do something. So hearing you say all that, it just, oh my gosh, I love it so much.
well,
It was brilliant.
the thing is with anything that's, has to do with art,
Right.
you're exposing yourself. You're
Yeah.
exposing yourself to all these people.
Yeah.
And, the thing is that a lot of filmmakers and artists in general, actors, they fail because they're afraid.
Yeah.
And you know what you need to do? Take being afraid and generate that as positive energy. Like, don't don't dwell on the negativity, take it as a positive and move forward.
Yes.
You can't sit there and go, "Oh, I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna make it." Because if you talk to anyone, that's made it, they had those doubts when they first started too, but they
Mhm.
overcame them. Whatever it was, you'll probably never know, but you
Right.
need to be so confident in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, don't get into art at all, because
Right.
everyone is nitpicking, looking at yourself. You might as well think of it as you're standing naked in front of the world,
Yeah.
and if you can't handle it, then don't do it, because you're always going to, no matter what you do, no matter how good your stuff is, there's always going to be somebody that goes, I hate it. It
Oh, yeah.
sucks. It's
Oh,
terrible.
yeah.
So if
Absolutely.
you can't take the criticism, don't get into it. I don't listen to the critics. When I go see movies, I don't listen to the critics. I know what I like, and that's it. That's it.
Yep.
That's what you have to believe in. What do you like? Don't try to be like everyone else. Be yourself. Believe in yourself. That's the most important thing you could ever do in your career in the arts. And if you can't do that, become a lawyer or something else. Don't do it. It's just,
That's
that's a bad example, but I'm just saying.
no, no, it's not. You'd make good money. I mean,
Exactly, yeah, or a doctor or something, it just
yeah. Oh my gosh. That's actually I was gonna ask you what advice would you give actors, but hell, that
act
perfect. I don't even
acting
have to ask that anymore.
well,
I'm crying over here.
I
I'm
know.
like tearing up. It's
The thing
fantastic.
is,
It's true.
acting is even worse. You're got a camera. It's the hardest thing in the world. Don't get me wrong, and I understand that. That's why most directors don't understand that.
Yeah.
But acting is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
When you have this camera in your face and you have to make believe that it's not there and
Mhm.
give all this emotion, you got booms in your face and crew moving around in the background, and you have to concentrate. And as soon as you lose character, the camera will pick that up. It's not like stage. It's not like acting on the stage. Acting on the stage, you can get away with all that. You can break character and people probably wouldn't notice, but on
Yeah.
film, you break character just for a slight second, the camera will
Yep.
pick it up. So it's very, very difficult. And the best advice I could give actors, keep learning, keep taking classes. Don't say you know it all, because you don't. I don't. I am always constantly learning as a filmmaker. When you stop learning, that's when your career ends. You have to continue to hone your craft.
Yeah.
Even the best actors that make $10 million a movie are continuously honing their craft, because that's the only way they stay on top. The
Yeah.
people that do everything mediocre is like, oh, I took a couple classes, I'm an actor. No. If you want to be a great actor, if you want to get that $10 million job, you have to keep honing your craft. Keep going for it. Take chances. You have to do that. If you don't take the chances, if you don't spend the time to hone your craft, it's not going to pay off. That's my best advice I can give you.
That's true. That's solid. That's solid advice. Thank you for telling that because it's true. Once you stop learning, you stop growing.
Yeah,
And it's like you gotta water your plants if you want them to survive. And that is the actor's survival is
because
continuing to learn.
I get that
Eh,
all the time from actors. They're like, "Oh yeah, I took this one class and now I know everything." Okay, that's great. You have to continue that. It's like
yeah.
they want, "Oh, I want to become an actor." So what are you doing to become an actor? "Oh, I'm putting my headshot together." Okay, that's great. Trying to find
Yeah.
an agent. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have a reel? Have you been in a movie before? Hey, what kind of classes you're taking? Uh, uh, uh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that all the
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons I wanted to work with you, Shannon, because I knew that you were the passion was there. I could see it. You might not realize it, but
I didn't
um,
back then.
it was the passion was there, and I could see it in the role that you were in that movie, and I was like, you have this natural talent, and you know your craft, and
Oh, thanks, Robert.
that's why I wanted to work with you. It was exciting because of the actors I had worked with before. Not to say that they were bad or anything like that, but they weren't at the level that you were at. And I knew that if I came up with a project that I really wanted to do, that you would make it work. And and when you watch Wish, and I know everyone will, when you watch
Oh,
Wish, you will see what the potential of Shannon Scott. It's when she said, when she introduced me as incredible. No, Shannon Scott is incredible. Her acting is such a top notch. I I I I keep hearing that all the time from people that seen the film. They keep my best friend that I used to do a podcast with Horror Van. He watched the movie and he was like, "Shannon is absolutely amazing." That was the
Oh,
first words he
man.
said out of his mouth. I was like, "Yeah, she knocked it out of the park." So my point is that yeah, sometimes you need natural talent, but even if you don't, keep working at it. You gotta want it. You gotta want it so bad that you can taste it in your mouth like 24/7. You can't just go, "Oh, I'm a part-time actor." No, you gotta immerse yourself in it and become an actor and see how these actors became how they are. Like Robert De Niro did not become the actor that he is just by, you know, on a whimsical thing, I'm gonna become an actor. He studied, he went with the best teachers. He did what he needed to do to make it, and that's what all actors do. Because let me be honest with you, if you go out to California, every single person out in California is an actor, and
Mm.
the competition is high. So if you don't stand out, you're not going to make it in the business. And maybe you'll make it in independent film. I don't know, but if your aspiration is to become a big movie star, there's a handful of them, and there's literally hundreds of thousands of other actors that want to do that. So you got
Yeah.
to hone your craft. You got to become the best. That's my best advice I can give you. I know I'm rambling
Another
on here.
best piece of advice, and thank you. Thank you for that, Robert. It means a lot. Um, when I started this journey forever ago, I don't even know when. I just know that I always wanted to act. I always wanted to be like Catwoman from Batman Returns. Like
I've
that
seen
was
you
my
in your
dream.
outfit. You look good. You look exactly right
Thank
for that one.
you. But I never that's the thing. Like, you have these dreams and these passions, but you don't know how to make them happen. And especially when you're not around it all the time. Like, you don't have a family who is in the business, they don't know anything. How can they help you get started and help you? They don't know. So, it's a learning process. And I think that when wherever we are in our journey, like wherever we start, as long as you continue to move forward, no matter what you do, like it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Like in my mind, I started when I was really little, but I only dabbled here and there. And then when I was cast in my first movie that Robert was mentioning, the Torment of Lori-Ann Cullum,
Mm,
where I won my first award, I
yeah,
was like, this is really cool.
yeah.
I didn't have any acting experience other than my theater classes, and I took like theater on stage and all that in school, but I didn't have like specific coaching, and it didn't click that I needed that until I was like, okay, well, I did this film, what's next? And I knew something was missing, and what that something was my confidence. And I'm like,
Mm,
okay, well, how can I build my confidence? Like, and I was like, okay, well, I don't know. One thing led to another, and then I was coaching with people. So it's something that you have to learn. And once it clicks and you realize that you have to invest in yourself,
mm.
because that's what it is. It's an investment in yourself and your
Oh,
future and your passions, your career. That's when things start happening. Because when you get help from somebody who knows the business and who's been in the business and can help you connect on a deeper level inside, your confidence is going to grow because you do it over and over again. Guess what? And
mm,
that's where magic starts happening. So
yeah.
I love hearing you talk about that because it's true. We
I,
coaching.
I like how you put that. That's a really great point. And people go, oh, acting's very, it's expensive to take classes. It's expensive to get headshots. Yeah, it is.
It is.
And your point is that you're investing in yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
that's the whole point. Okay, you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. I've had to make financial sacrifices, believe me. I've made
Yeah.
and I continue to make financial sacrifices for
Me
my art.
too.
Yeah. So let's be honest. I mean, if you don't want to make the sacrifice, and it's not easy. It's not it's not this magical thing that can happen overnight. I mean, possibly it could, but be realistic. You're going to have to make a financial, obligation to your career.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to make that obligation. You have to spend the money on the classes. I had to spend the money on equipment because I didn't want to rent it, and I'm like, I don't want to. I want to have good equipment. So
Right.
I got my credit score up. I paid off all my credit cards, and then
I
I went and
remember.
purchased all the equipment, and now I'm back in debt.
Yep. It's
Still
such a
paying on the
vicious
equipment,
cycle,
but
but it's worth it.
it really is. I
Yeah.
had to make the. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to make another movie, I got to make it as professional looking as I can
Yep.
with the limited budget. So I researched the camera for the money, and I did all the research. You got to research. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't do that. They'll take people for their word. Don't
Yeah.
take people for their word. Research. Research everything. I do that constantly. I have
I
conversations
know.
with my parents, and they go, "How do you know all this stuff?" I go, "I research." Really? You
What
research?
is that?
What is
What is
research?
that, Robert?
I don't know. I'm like, and then I'm dumbfounded, going, "What? You don't research? What?" I
I
can't.
know.
You have to research. You can't take, like, one person says, "Oh, this is the best way to do it." You can't. You got to get multiple people and see if there's a consensus. Then maybe he's right. He's on something because there's 10 other people that say the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So research. Find out who's the best, what you can afford. Even if you can't afford the best acting teachers, take acting classes. If you can't get the movie roles, go to the colleges. They're always making films. You got filmmakers there learning to become filmmakers, and you never know. One of those next filmmakers could be the next Steven Spielberg. So
Yeah.
you have to just try everything. You don't go one route. You got to be creative in trying to get your career going too.
Mhm.
It's one of those things too.
Yeah.
You got to be
Yeah.
creative in every aspect. So if you're not creative, then maybe you need to find something else. But that's what you need to do.
That is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And to add to the creative part of things, yes, take your classes, do all the things, but like you said, if you don't have the money, let's say, you can create your own stuff.
Yeah.
You got this thing. You got
Yeah.
more than likely you got a phone, okay? And
Oh yeah.
I gotta clean the screen to that. But you got a phone and you can set it up on a little tripod. I got something I got it somewhere, but you can buy it super cheap, like $20, and then you got your phone, you hook it up, you make your own content, and then you watch it back and you say, "Oh, yeah, I don't like how I did that, but let me play it as if I am, and then insert how you want to play that scene and just do it again and just create. That's what it's about, is creating. So get
Yeah.
out there and create your stuff.
Yeah.
Just have
If
fun with it, you
if you
know?
can't get film roles, go out and try to do some theater.
Yes, yes.
Theater's good. It
It
really
is
is.
good. It is good.
You need
It
to
is.
being out in front of an audience will help you, but, yeah,
Yeah.
you wanna try to get film roles as well, so, uh
Yeah, it's a hard balance, right? Because
yes.
the theater, it's like you have to project and you have
Mm,
to be vibrant, but in the film, it's,
gotta tone it
as
down. Yeah,
you got to tone it way down.
yeah,
And I struggled with that, I think, a lot when I started because of that, but theater is great. It's so it you know what it's good for? Memorization,
yeah,
because you got to know your shit.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's,
Well,
there's
and that's a really good point too, because when we did Wish, there was we did 15 pages in 11 hours. So if my actors were not prepared, and they were very prepared, I would have never got that shot. I would have never got all the shots that I got done in that one day. I would have not, because I don't think we did more than 2 or 3 takes, which was
yeah,
incredible. And I've worked on movies where I've done 25 takes and still didn't get what I want,
right.
and that's ridiculous. I can't go on a set, and you're not going to get professional work if it's gonna take 25 takes for you to get the scene.
Yeah.
If you look, I've been on sets with actors that make, 1,000,000 to $10,000,000. There's a reason why, because they get it on the first take. They
Yeah.
go, "Where's my where do you want me? Okay, where do I end up? Okay, boom. Ready, action. Boom, done, on cue, everything's perfect." But the director will get another one just because he wanted to change something. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
gives the director, but what the point is that when you get on a professional set, every minute costs probably about 10 to $100,000 a minute.
Yeah.
So you're if you don't get it, if you don't have your lines, you're not prepared, you're gonna get fired, and they're gonna have to start over. So you're costing a lot of money. And if you think you're gonna get another job after that, think again, because the industry is very tiny and people talk. And if you get a reputation of, hey, you don't know your lines and hey, you're not prepared, you're never going to get another job. So you're basically ended your career because
Right.
you were lazy and you partied the night before.
Yeah.
So if you're not serious, don't get involved because you're going to end your career really quick. It's a cutthroat business.
Yeah.
Even in independent film, you might be able to get a student film after that, but you're not going to get probably make a lot of money. You're not going to be able to pay the bills if that's what you're looking for. It might
Yeah.
be just a hobby after that. But I'm saying if you want a career and you want to make a living as an actor, do your homework, know your stuff, and practice, practice, practice. And
Yeah.
Shannon, she did it. She was there. So
Oh,
she's going to
thanks.
continue. She's going to continue in this business. Let me tell you.
Let me
She is.
tell you, I it scares me. Like I I can vouch for this. The memorization of your lines is it's terrifying because
Mm.
you don't want to screw up. You want to be able to be somebody that the director can count on and, you're not going to disappoint the whole cast and crew but you do forget lines, right? It happens, but if you're prepared and
Great
you
outtakes we got at
did
that.
do the
Yeah.
homework, you're gonna get through it. But there'll be moments where you mess up, sure, and you'll
Sure.
have this lingering fear that, "Oh crap, I'm gonna forget my lines." You probably even have the dreams where you're on, on stage or on set
Yep.
and you just completely forget. That's okay. That's completely natural. But you have to keep it in the back of your mind that you know your stuff. You did the homework. You got this. You just have to keep reminding yourself that. Now will the fear creep back in and, uh fear of forgetting? Absolutely. It happened all day during Robert's film.
Well, I'll tell you something, actors need to embrace fear like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing as a filmmaker. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. I don't know if it's gonna work. So the fear is there, but I don't let it take over me to where I can't function.
Right.
So you need to if you have fear of that, if you direct it, it becomes this energy where you might actually perform better if you know how to channel it right. Take the fear
Right.
and channel it right. And of course, if you're not working with the right people as well, that kind of hinders too, because if there's no
Yeah.
gel on the set, then you're going to get bad stuff no matter how good the actors are or how good the director is. If you're not gelling as a group, it's not going to work. You can tell. You see some films where wow, you got these great actors, but how come
Yeah.
it sucks so bad? It's probably because they weren't getting along with the director or something was going on set because you could tell it takes the actors in a different place if the director isn't like in charge or has a command or is respected.
Yeah.
You know, I you have to earn the respect from your actors. So that's why I keep working with the same actors because they know how I work and they'll
Right.
trust me. They won't second guess, go, why are you doing that? There's a
Yeah.
reason, and you'll see it when it's done. And even new actors that work with me, they go, "Oh, that's the reason why you did that." So now I understand that, hey, I can trust him. I know he knows what he's doing. When some directors will do stuff and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then you look at it and you're like, "Why did he do that? That's so stupid." Now you lost the confidence of your actors. You can't
Right.
just do stupid things and not have a reason for it. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent here, but
No, that's
you
okay. I
just
go on
have
them
to
all the time.
You have to have a gel. My point is that if you're not like gelling and you can't gel, if there's you have an ego, like you think you're the best. If you have this big ego, if you are the best, you can have the ego, but you still have to work with people. But what I'm saying is that you can't go on a set and go, oh, I've taken all my acting classes. I won 3 awards, and
Yeah.
you should treat me different. No, everyone's the same on the set.
Amen.
That's how it should be. And that's if you're on a set that's kind of like got negativity on it, you probably want to get off it because it's not going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care what the
Oh, man.
opportunity is or whatever. Don't get on a
Agreed.
set. Don't get on a set if it's negative. If you got
Yeah.
an ego driven, especially an ego driven filmmaker, which I
Yeah.
encounter all the time. They're out there all the time.
They're out
It's
there.
crazy. I don't know
Well,
where do you get this ego? You haven't done anything. Even if I won this award at some no name film festival and it makes you the best. No, you need to
yeah.
earn the respect of people.
Well,
The biggest where you need to win the award is from the fans, the people that watch your movies. That's
yeah.
where you need to don't no award's going to dictate and say, "Hey, I'm the best."
Right.
It doesn't matter. You're making
Mm-mm.
art. It doesn't matter what's the best. If you just enjoy what you're doing, that's all that matters. You don't have to be like, "Oh, I won 10 awards and I'm the best filmmaker there is." You see Steven Spielberg doing that? That guy is just a natural talent. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to. He can walk into sleep and make the best movie ever. He's just natural. He's a natural. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And some people have to work at it, like me. So I constantly work at it. So don't think that it's good to think that you're the best, but don't let it drive you with your ego.
Yes.
You just have to control it. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying, I guess.
No, I love it. That ego is a nasty bitch. I don't like that
I
ego.
like it.
And it's yeah, it's great advice, great everything
Or
today. Like,
jealousy. You know,
oh, that's a big one. Good point.
an actor that's
Yes.
jealous of another actor because they're like, oh my god, they're just walking all over me.
You're a
If
team.
you need to have it, you need to have the confidence in your, like I said, confidence in yourself, confidence in the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to work.
And you got to remember you're a team. You're
A
there to
team, yeah,
create something special together. You're not there to it's not about you. It's about the story. It is about creating something for people to feel and take them out of their everyday lives. Like it's not about you, pumpkin. It's not about you. Okay.
it's
Like,
about the film.
it's
You need to go with the project, and you need to support the project, and not think of yourself. You have
yes.
to. You're working on someone else's project. This is their baby, and you need to give it your all. And even you think it's just a little tiny movie. If you're not giving your all to everything that you do, don't do it. You'd be
Yes.
amazed how some actors got, became Hollywood icons because they gave their all in a commercial. You
Right.
know, they
It's
were
true.
selling toilet paper and they did this great performance and somebody saw it. I'm telling you, you never know when
You never know.
somebody's gonna see something that you've done, even if it's on
Yeah.
YouTube. I've seen so many
Yeah.
people, actors and filmmakers get jobs from stuff that they put on YouTube because it was their all.
Yep. That's right.
So anytime you do something, give it your all. Don't say, "Oh, this is a little production. I'm not getting paid for it. It's not gonna go anywhere." Well, you never know.
If you think like that, it won't.
So you have to give your best performance because that could be your last movie. And
Yeah.
you're only as good as your last movie, let me tell you.
And you never know what's going to happen to you. So you got to live
Exactly.
in the moment, have fun with it, make it your
Yeah.
own, and just do what feels right to you. Like you never know what tomorrow will bring. So just do it and have fun and be yourself and bring the essence of you into it because at the end of the day, we only get one life, right? So why not make it positive, fun, and make it your own? But as a collective whole, everybody on set, like I said, it's not about you. It is about the story and bringing that story to life. Why do you like acting? Why do you like creating? I'm getting the chills, so I know I'm onto something here. It's
Yeah.
because you were meant to do it. You're doing what you love. So stop worrying about, making it perfect and, if so and so likes me, if your audience is going to think it was a good performance, a bad performance. I'm not saying that those thoughts aren't going to creep in your head, because they will. And it's scary because, you want people to like your work.
Well,
That's just who we
on
are.
top
We have a
on top
passion for it,
on
but you
top
can't
of
do
it,
that.
you have to fail.
Oh, yeah.
You need to fail.
Yep.
And when you fail, you need to learn from it. And if you can do that, that's how you grow.
That's
You're
it.
never going to give that perfect performance. You can if you believe you will,
Hmm.
but you're going to fail. I failed so many times, I can't even tell you.
Right.
But
Me too. Yeah.
I learned from those failures. If
Eh,
you don't learn from your failures, don't do it. And
Agreed.
also, if you want to be an actor or a filmmaker, own it. When you introduce yourself, what do you do? Oh, I'm an actor. Even if you haven't been in a movie or done anything in your life, you need to believe that you are what you want to be.
That's
So
correct.
I always introduce myself. What do you do for a living? I'm a filmmaker. Even though I do other jobs, I have a full time job. I'm a filmmaker. I make
Yeah.
movies. That's what I
Yeah.
do. So believe it. Meditate on it. Give your daily affirmations of I'm an actor. I'm the
Yes.
best actor there is.
Yes.
And do that every single day. I'm a
Uh-huh.
filmmaker. I'm the best filmmaker there is. Not to be ego, but you need to believe that you are the best and you can do the best work no matter what anyone says.
Exactly.
And when you watch your own work, sit there and criticize it and go, what can I do better? Every
Mhm.
time. What can I
Mhm.
do better? What can I improve on?
Yeah.
I'm happy with this, but I need to work on that. That's what
Yeah,
I
and
look at my work. That's
yeah,
what I
and
do.
it's not to say, like, don't nitpick yourself and bring yourself down. It is
Yeah.
helping you grow. It is
Right.
helping you literally say, "Oh, yeah, I could have done that better, and I
Yeah.
can I can play it as if this, and maybe that'll help, change that moment and make it better, because
Yeah.
we're
That's
always
why I say
growing."
learn from your mistakes. That'll
Yes.
grow your career so much better.
Mhm.
If you can be honest with yourself and go, "Hey, yeah, I needed to do this better and I needed to do that better." Even
I
though
love that.
everyone's going, "Oh my god, you were great. Fantastic. Awesome. I'm happy that you enjoyed
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
I want to do better." You don't have to
Yeah.
tell people that. In fact, you should just keep it to yourself
Yeah, just
because
say
you're
thank you and,
yeah, that's
you know
great. Awesome. Thank you.
yeah.
Take the praise, but when you look at your work, go, well, what can I do to make that better? What can I improve on? And I'll make it
Yes.
better. You'll be
Yeah.
that actor that stands out because everyone else isn't doing that. They don't care enough.
Yeah.
They think that it's easy. Oh, I'm the best actor. I'll become the best actor just because I am the best actor.
Yeah.
You need to improve and watch, and I do that every time I watch my movie. I'm like, oh yeah, I did this right, but I need to work on that. I need to do this. Next movie, I'm gonna do this. Next movie, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Keep working on it. And Steven Spielberg does that too. So does George Lucas. That's why they're the best.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, Robert. And while you were talking, guess what I did? I pulled a card
Uh
from my
oh.
affirmation deck. And guess
Oh,
what it
there you
says?
go. Daily affirmations. I love it. That's great.
Okay. Well, it's a super attractor deck, really. And this one, it says, you could just see it right there, the little,
This thing.
stars and the bright sun setting over the mountains. If you're on YouTube, you'll see it. If not, then
Yeah.
you'll have to come over to YouTube.
Come over
So
to
what
YouTube.
it says
Yeah.
is, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love.
Yeah.
And I think this is great card for today, because
Yes,
we were
it was.
talking
Yeah.
about fear earlier,
And fear film.
and
Yeah.
you can get closer to love, your love of acting, your love of creating. Like, this doesn't have to be a love, like, oh, woo woo, but it can be towards your dreams, your love of being an actor, a filmmaker, for crying out loud.
Hmm.
I think this is a great card. What do you think about that,
I
Robert? You
think
want me to read it again?
yeah, read it again.
Okay.
Really good.
I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love.
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes towards people and your career. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what you want to do. And if you take anything out of this little talk that we've been having, don't let anything stop you. There's nothing should stop you from becoming an actor or making movies. And like Shannon said, you could take your phone and make movies. I've made several films with my phone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you submitted
I
one to OIF Film
yeah,
Festival, right?
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
won several awards on it. And like I said, don't let anything stop you. You can make movies. You're when I first started making movies, the equipment was so expensive and it wasn't readily available. Now it's readily available. Nothing should stop you.
Exactly.
Don't let money to like, oh, I need this money. You can get the movie made without any money. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's if you really want to do it, you can make it happen. You got to want to do it. And it's the same thing with acting. If you want to become an actor, believe it, channel your fear into, hey, I'm going to do this anyway. I don't care. Who cares what people think? Don't
Yes.
care what people think. Just know that what you think is what matters. And don't talk yourself out of everything. Don't psych yourself out. Just give yourself the confidence to say, hey, if I fail, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to do it better the next time. So you have to constantly, so don't worry about failure. Don't worry about what other people think. Just do what you love and that's it.
That's
That's
it.
all that matters. It's not complicated.
That's it.
It's not
And
complicated at all.
yeah, it's not. And that is the perfect note to end this amazing episode of Shannon the Slayer, because Robert, you nailed it, like from beginning to end, like all of your just guidance. And you might not think it's guidance, but it is literally, it's pure guidance and gold for the people who are scared to let themselves be themselves and create and just do what they love. Like, you are an inspiration, my friend. And I like I said before, I'll say it again and throughout time, I'm so freaking proud of you. And I can't wait to see what you do next. I can't wait for our next production. Oh, by the way, if you want to check out Wish, Robert, give the details for everybody so they can check out all the things about you if they want to get in contact with you. Just all the details. Let them have it.
So, if you want to check out what I do, just go to fearfilm.com. Everything's on the website. If you want to watch Wish, just go to Fear Film Plus, which is like Disney Plus. It's our own like streaming platform. It's called fearfilmplus.com, and Wish is on there. You have to pay to rent it, but the money's going towards a feature length version of Wish, which I'm working on right now, and I'm going to have Shannon in the movie. And yeah, she's always going to be in my movies, no matter what. I don't care.
Oh.
That's she's my go-to right now. So
Right now, use your
no, I'm
words
just
wisely. I'm just kidding.
no, but yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
yeah, you gotta check it out. I mean, if you
It's a
wanna
lot of fun. It's a fun
you want a
watch.
good intro into kind of horror films, it's got some scary stuff in it, but it's not that scary. It's
Yeah.
you want to see what true independent film is, then check out Wish because I'm very proud of that short.
You
Learned
should
a lot
be.
on it, and it's prepared me to go after my dream to make a feature film. And that's the hardest thing you can do is make a feature film. It's like climbing Mount Everest. I'm telling you, it's about the same thing. And just have the confidence in yourself to do what you want to do. Don't let any other person dictate. Don't let any person bring you down. You got negativity in your life, get it out of your life.
Get
Don't
it out.
let it out. Yes. Get rid
Mm-hmm.
of all I got rid of all the negative people in my life. And that was the best thing I ever
Yeah.
did. So if anyone's telling you, "Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't," get rid of them. Don't they're not your friend. If it's
Yeah.
family, then don't talk to them. It's just really you need to cut it all out and think positive and have confidence in yourself and do what you want to do and go after it. Don't let anything stop you. So
Cut the
that's my two
noise.
cents. But
Cut the
go to
noise.
fearfilm.com and check it out.
And I'll link all that below. I'll link all the goods for you to check it out. And be sure to,
And listen to
do.
Shannon's podcast, God damn it, will you?
Oh, they're here.
Really good
They're here
podcast.
with us. They're
Okay.
listening. But do tell your friends about us, because the more people we tell and the more you like, subscribe, and share it with, somebody who you think needs to listen to this podcast, it helps the algorithms and it helps more people find our special, unique show and help. Let's help others pursue their dreams together because, like I said, this is why I created this. And I appreciate you. As always, I love having you here. I can't wait to see you next time. And thank you so much again, Robert, for being with us. You just so good. So good. Thank you. Thank
My
you for
pleasure.
everything.
My pleasure, Shannon. Anytime.
All right. Well, you have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you next time.